Welcome back, everybody, to Song of the Week. And we have a special one today. We've got the one and only Leela James, R&B icon. Leela, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm honored to have you here. I'm a fan of the music. I'm a fan of your work. So I'm very
Thank
honored.
you.
Yeah, I'm honored to have you. Um, Tell me, how's you're out on tour right now, correct?
Yes, I am. I'm on tour. I'm actually getting ready to go on stage in about 45 minutes out from now or so. And yeah, it's been great though.
Yeah. And I see you're on tour with Jane Hancock as well, right?
Yes, Jane Hancock is on the tour.
Yeah.
So it's been cool.
That's what's up. Yeah, we had Jane on the show maybe 2 months ago, and she's become a friend of the channel and everything. So we love Jane. That's cool that y'all are on tour together.
Yes, awesome. And she's been great. Love her.
Yeah, for sure. So Leela, I was curious. I want to know more about your background. I was watching the R&B Money podcast that you did with Tank and is his name Jay Valentine about a year ago. And
Mm-hmm.
there's something that I felt like we had in common. I feel like you and I share this similarity where we weren't raised in the South, but we were raised by like Southern Black folk, and that's like really shaped us a little bit. Can you talk about that or something?
Yeah, definitely. My parents are from the South. So I was the first to be born in from them in LA, but they are Southern folk. So I got the best of both worlds. I got the Southern thing from them, and then I was also raised on the West Coast. So it's pretty fly.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you can hear it in the music, which is interesting because you don't like in your speaking voice you don't have a Southern accent, but in your singing voice it seems like there's a little bit of a Southern twang to it, which is unique and makes your music stand out, at least to me.
Alrighty. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
What type of did you grow up in like a musical household?
I would say so. I mean, everybody could sing. It's just I chose to, you know, pursue it professionally.
Yeah. What type of music did y'all listen to growing up?
Everything, blues, gospel, funk, a
Yeah.
little bit of everything, but definitely a lot of soul music.
Who were some of like the first artists that you listened to that kind of shaped your like shaped how you thought about music?
I mean, I always say the same artists, the real singers, in my opinion. I heard the Aretha Franklins, the Shaka Khans, and Whitney Houston, Al Greens. I heard a lot of those great singers, gospel artists, Shirley Caesar. I was blessed to, you know, definitely be exposed to a wide range of musical artists. So it was nothing to wake up and hear Sly Stone in Parliament playing too.
Yeah. Yeah, that real that old school music. Sly Stone, that's a throwback. I I grew up in like I was like a Motown house. Like my parents were big on like I grew up on a lot of J5. I grew up on a lot of Temptations. And
Yeah.
then yeah, and then like my mom kind of like you like a lot of Parliament, a lot of G-Funk stuff also.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
For me, like Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder was the one for me a lot of times. Like I loved listening to Stevie as a kid also.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What about church? Was your family like a real church going family also, and were you influenced by a lot of gospel?
Absolutely. We definitely I was raised in church, so I think you hear that in me as well.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, for sure. Gospel music, you hear it in a lot of R&B music, right? Like it's kind of one of the foundational blocks to R&B music, I feel like, and some of our
Yeah.
most iconic R&B singers started out singing gospel, or that's kind of how they got their first start.
Yeah, I say so.
Yeah.
I say
E-
so. Sure.
I'm nowhere near as musically talented as you are, but I was in the gospel choir as a kid.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'm a preacher's kid. My dad was a pastor, so
Okay, okay.
I yeah, so I did a little bit of everything at the church as a kid.
Awesome, awesome. You know, you get your fundamentals, I would feel like, in church. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Not just, you know, well, obviously your life fundamentals, because that's the main reason why you should be going to worship. To get your life right and understand how to navigate while we here on this earth. Um, that's the purpose. And then as an artist, you know, as a singer, I feel like you learn a lot, you know, just being in that environment, you know, vocally. You learn
Y
how to really, really tap into that sound, you know, especially as a soul artist. So I feel like the church is really the foundation.
yeah, and I also feel like it teaches you how to sing kind of like with a purpose, right? Like gospel music, the best gospel artists, you know, you feel the emotion coming out of the music, right? And it's not always necessarily about perfect pitch or being or a perfect key or whatnot, but it's just about like can you make the people in the church feel something?
Mhm, mhm. Absolutely. Definitely. I agree with that. I mean, again, it's the foundation, and it's always been about touching that soul, tapping into to the soul. So yeah, you get that when you up in there like that.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's helped you on stage also? I heard you say something along the lines of like you want people to feel better leaving their show your show than when they came in. And I think that's kind of what is something that you get from gospel music as well. Do you think feel like that's improved your game on stage as well?
Oh, absolutely. Because you know, again, when you're singing in church, you're singing to first of all to God. You're worshiping, and in doing so, you know, you want to evoke emotions. You want to, you know, touch somebody. You know, you want people to feel it. So yeah, you get that from church because you want somebody to get saved. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So you definitely again naturally get all of those fundamentals just being in church. And that's not even something that, you know, I feel like you know, for me, I don't feel like it was something that was like planned or whatever. Like this is the curriculum. It's just that's what comes with being in church, being raised in the church. You know what I'm saying? It comes natural. You know,
Yeah. No.
same baby.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Yeah, you kind of you work all that stuff out when you're singing in the church choir. I'm curious, so you said you grew up in a musical family. Um, you know, you grew up kind of in like a with a church background and whatnot. How did you transition from singing is something that I like to do to singing is something that I want to do like as a career? Like I really want to pursue this.
I think for me it came about because again I was singing naturally. You know what I'm saying? I've been singing my whole life, but when I was in high school, I started to um really tap into it more because I was performing in the talent shows and showcases. And one day, one of my teachers was like, you know, you got something a little more than ordinary, and you might want to be open to the idea of like really doing this for real, for real. And I was like, really? You know, just seeing how people would respond to me, I was like, oh, well, maybe I do have something a little more, you know. And that is when I started to pay more attention to the idea of doing it for real. And once I knew that you can also make a living off of it, you know, make some money, I was like, yeah, let me try this.
Yeah. And then what was your journey like from there? Like it took a while for your first album to come out. I think you said like you were working as a real estate agent or something like that on the side. Like
Mhm.
once you really started to pursue it, what did that journey look like for you?
Um, I mean, it was definitely a long haul, and I would say it 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 helped shape me, um, because it didn't happen overnight. It hasn't happened overnight, and so I was able to really hone in on my skills. It forces you to develop patience. And so the journey overall it's been a long journey,
Yeah.
but it's been a good one, and I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for it all.
Yeah. Who are some of the people that you got to work with and meet on your way to the top throughout your journey that really like influenced you and helped you out?
I've definitely worked. And when my first project, it was so fun because I worked with the likes of Wyclef Jean and Raphael Sadiq, Kanye, and James Poyser. Um, the So many like really really great producers who at that time were like the it producers, you know what I'm saying? And I was coming out the gate working with them. So that in itself was just like, wow, it's a blessing. And then over the years, being able to tour and be share the stage with greats like James Brown and um, Patti LaBelle, and have Stevie Wonder come to. It's been it's been a great ride. Like I said, it's been a great ride. It's been a long journey, but it's been a great ride. And I've been embraced by the grace. So that's always a blessing.
Yeah.
Even Ray Charles, before he passed away. So, you know, these are legends, man. So it's been a good ride.
So did you get to go on short tour with James Brown?
Yes, I did before he passed. I was able to do a run with him overseas, and it was great. He was an amazing performer,
Yeah. Did
even
he
at, at, at that age. So it was definitely, class was in session watching him night after night.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Did you get to like spend any time like did you get to pick his brain at all? Like did you get to ask him, kind of stories or anything to like improve your game? Were you able to have those type of conversations with him?
I did, and that was probably the best part about being able to you know go through that experience, just being able to kind of absorb his energy as far as being a soul artist and a soul performer, and watching him, you know, execute night after night
Yeah.
at such an intense high level. Like, it really
Yeah.
made you to be like, okay, if he's 70 plus years old performing like this, you definitely need to. It's you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I mean he was, he's Michael Jackson credits him as like his biggest influence. I don't think people
hmm
understand. Yeah, I don't think people understand how incredible that dude was, and like you said, like how much effort he put into a show. And you see the old videos and he's drenched in sweat halfway through the show, and he was an incredible performer, one of the best ever.
Incredible. Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. um so your first album came out in 2005, but you recorded that way before then, right?
Yes, that's correct. I recorded it way before then, but I was shelved and, went through a few regime changes at the label. And so it took a few years before it actually even came out. So by the time it came out, it was just, yeah, it was 2005, but it had been done long
Yeah.
before then.
How different is the music business now from 2005? Like, what are some of the things that you've had to adjust to?
I mean, I think the streaming is obviously the difference, now. Social media um, plays a huge part in the music industry now. So, I mean, those things are the obvious difference, and you just have to try to navigate and adjust to that.
Yeah. So how did you how did you go about promoting yourself back in those early days when, like you said, there was no social media? How did you have to how different did your hustle have to be back in those days?
I think you always have to be persistent. I think you always got to be consistent. But I would say the difference between then and now is that I feel like the attention span is shorter now.
Mm,
So you have to constantly feed the public with something because social media has everybody's attention. Whereas again, that wasn't always the case. They really was, looking forward to your music.
Yeah.
And so you, in a sense, could take more of your time. Now it seems like everything is like, hurry up, hurry up. I'm like, dang, just put out music.
Right.
Oh, hurry up, some more.
Yeah, people want you to be in their face all the time now, where it didn't
Mhm.
used to be that way.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you said, you used to be able to put out a body of work. People would appreciate that body of work, listen to it, let it ride for several months, if not a year, before they even expected something new from you. And in the meantime, you had time to perform and go on tour and whatnot.
yeah, yeah. It was
So
it was
it's
definitely
it's very different now.
it's different now. Very different.
Yeah, it's
Very
very different
different.
now. Have do you feel like you've been able to adjust properly with all these new different waves of how you have to keep up with the game?
I feel like I've adjusted as best as I can, and I continue to try to navigate as best as I can. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I do
Do
what
you
I
like
can.
do you like this do you like the social media era?
I like some things about it. I don't like everything about it. I mean,
Yeah. No, I
yeah.
feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that. I'm the same way. I don't like the idea of like giving people a constant like kind of window into my life. um
Yeah.
but I do enjoy, like, for the purpose of our podcast and whatnot, like I do enjoy the opportunity to self promote, and it feels like I like the idea that when we put something out that's good, we have an opportunity immediately to reach thousands of people.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a blessing. That's one of the good things about social media that you can connect on a different level with people than what you might have been able to do in the past. I mean, you got to figure, you know, cats started out selling mixtapes and stuff out their trunks, and literally having
Right.
to go, boots to ground to promote. So now you could just make one video, blast it, and it's like everybody see it. Like you know what I mean. So it's a different era in terms of how you can market yourself and promote, which works, and that can be cool, but it's definitely a different world.
For sure. Speaking of like self promotion and marketing, you're an independent artist, correct?
Yeah,
And
I'm an
but
independent artist.
you started off originally with a label, and then after a while you decided to go independent. What made you make that shift?
I mean, I was with Warner Brothers with my first project, and then we parted ways, and it was a natural progression that made sense for me to do what I've been doing, and I kind of never really looked back.
Yeah. And so like all of your biggest records have been as an independent artist, correct?
Correct.
So we do a segment called Song of the Week. And what we do is we pick a song from the artist catalog that really speaks to us, and then gives the artist a chance to speak on that. And
Okay.
so I picked your song "Faded" off of your newest album, "Thought You Knew." Love that.
Okay.
Lo-
Okay.
I love that song. Can you talk about that one a little bit?
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. It's funny you bring that up. 'Cause wouldn't have thought that would come up. Faded is on the Thought You Knew project, and it's basically a bluesy, joint. And I'm referencing the metaphor, I should say, is being faded off of someone's love,
Hmm.
and drunk off of the feeling of the love that this person pours on them.
Yeah, no, it's
Sense.
no for sure. No, it's a dope song. Every time I run it, it's a head bobber for sure. Um, there's
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one more I gotta ask you about or talk about a little bit. Your rendition
Mhm.
of "I'd Rather Go Blind" by Etta James is fantastic. That whole album
Thank
that you
you.
did is really good. I love that vocal
Thank
arrangement.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you. Thank
that
you so much.
For sure.
Thank you. She was a wonderful artist in herself, so I was honored to do that project.
Yeah, no, that was a really fun album to listen to. Um, we we usually give the artists an opportunity to pick a song of the week if they'd like. It can be a song of your own. It could be a song of someone else that's just been speaking to you recently. Do you have a song that you would recommend as your song of the week?
Um, Song that I would recommend,
Yeah,
any like a James Brown record, probably right now. Big
yeah,
Payback.
okay, yeah. Anything
Yeah.
James Brown is
Mhm.
fire.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Payback.
Okay, "Payback" by James Brown. If you haven't heard it yet, check
Yeah,
it out.
yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, Leela, I know you've been gracious enough to give us some of your time while you're on tour. I know you're getting ready to hit the stage, so I will let you go. But we were honored to have you. I'm very appreciative of your time. Uh, Big fan of your work, and we wish you
Thank
nothing
you.
but love and success moving forward.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great show tonight.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.